Okay, so this is my new ShapeOko machine. I just got done building it. I've actually had it a while. Work's been pretty crazy, so I haven't been able to play with it much, but just got it built and tested. You can see I ran some test runs here on a piece of paper with a pen. I printed out these holders for this pen, and the link between the software and hardware seems to be working, so I'm ready to move on. What I haven't done yet is to tune it up, make sure both the maker slide pieces are parallel and true to each other, and the same distance from the platform here. And I haven't really cut anything yet, so I've got some playing to do yet. You can see that I have modified it a bit to help out with the mounting of the unit to the board, also the switch. Of course, the previously mentioned pin holder, and around and back I've got the electronics mounted here with some parts. All these black parts are 3D printed off my Mosaic 3D printer. I didn't plan on doing this sort of enhancement yet, but along the way I saw that would make life easier to do that. Typically, I try to make things stock and then try to improve on them from there. That way I know exactly what I want. I can see that already I'm going to modify these parts that I've made to work better. I guess my next step is to figure out how I'm going to hold the stock down to the base plate here, and after that probably cut out some stock to a usable size and start cutting some test pieces to see how this thing operates. I'm still learning the software and the methodology of making this thing go. Okay, so I've got the two maker slides parallel to each other, measuring the distance between here and here, and here and here, both ends. This seems to be tracking well. Seems like this end piece here might have a slight bow in it. Either this one or this one. It's hard to tell without going through a lot of measurements, but anyway, it was splaying this out of parallel with the other, and didn't take much to bring it in at all. As far as height off the deck, everything looks good, at least within the tolerance of the deck itself. And if I want the deck parallel to the cutting edge, I can use a cutter to do that. I'll just have to cut out the whole area bit by bit, so it's parallel. I think next I'm going to establish some mounting points for stock and see what I have around to hold stock down, something like a screw and a washer that I can make a quick clamp in 3 or 4 locations to hold down stock. So I found these fender washers just kicking around in the garage here. They should be good for helping hold things down in various places. The hole is just small enough for a drywall screw head not to go through there. So I think they'll work pretty good. The next thing I'm going to do is look to see what I want to try to cut out and make a piece of stock for that. And then with that piece of stock, I'll see how I want to place the screw and the washer around it to hold it down. So I've got this 1/4 inch piece of stock here that I got from the hardware depot type store. It's 1/4 inch material. Costs just under $5, I think, for a 2x2 foot piece of plywood. It's birch and pretty clean looking. It does have a little bit of warp to it, probably because the plies are uneven. I also have this 3/4 inch stock. It's pretty flat. It's got multiple plies in it. I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's probably it's got 3 cores, and then I see some knots on the end, so it's probably a rough inside and then a nice outside. Again, that's birch. Probably just a little square out of it to play with. I might try some cardboard first. I've got some junk cardboard around here that I can do a trial run of whatever I'm trying to cut out, and just so I don't waste wood. Not that it costs much in the first place. Probably get 6 pieces easy out of this stock here with the usable area on the ShapeOko. So whatever I decide to do, it's not going to be a big cost if I screw up. Okay, we'll start measuring and start cutting. So I found some cardboard that actually came in a packing material. For a vacuum we ordered, and should be good to practice on this before going to something harder, like the birch here. The overall stock that I want to use, it's going to be 5 by 7. So I'm going to measure that out roughly. Doesn't have to be exact, because I'll be cutting out the overall size on the router. several clean pieces that I can do here too. Maybe I'll just go ahead and use this as a template. So this is the piece that I want to cut out. Right now it's going to be cardboard, just a flat piece of stock. It looks like the cardboard's going to match the thickness of my birch 1/4 inch stock pretty good. Might be a little skinnier, but not enough to worry about. I think at first I'm just going to tape it down and see how that goes. I think I have some good tape. Maybe I'll go ahead and do the hardware too. I haven't decided on that yet. So I have this in Inkscape, and then my design here in MakerCam. You can see that we have various holes. This is going to be a cutout. So here I found under the help hyperlink in the upper right hand corner of MakerCam direction, and your choices are clockwise or counterclockwise. And if it's an inside profile, choose counterclockwise. Outside, choose clockwise. So I need to look at both of those profiles to make sure they are going in the right direction. Along with my outside profile being wrong, I discovered that I need some tabs here to make sure that we don't have loose material kicking out and causing damage to the piece after a specific cam action is finished. So I'll be adding tabs all the way around the perimeter here and to this inside cutout piece here. So I've got the piece of stock in here. I'm going to use just a piece of cardboard. I put indicators here for a 1/2 inch margin, and that's how much I oversized the stock so I could clamp it. I'm going to consider here as 0, 0. The overall profile is in the positive quadrant, so the everything will be positive in the X and in the Y from that as far as toolpath.